Okay, this is Haiti Merritt with Insulin Nation, and we are here, that's for you. Okay. We are here at the Joslin Diabetes Innovation Summit in Arlington, Virginia, and I'm with Emily Burton, right?
It's Emily Gerton.
Very close. Gerton. Well, what are you doing here, Emily?
So I'm here on behalf of my company, Good Measures. They sent me here. We are a wellness services company. We're developing some products that help people with healthy eating, making decisions on what to do next. So we're definitely in the innovation space and interested in hearing what other people are doing.
Nice. And you're out of Boston?
Yes.
That's so cool. Who are you hoping to meet here? Just network or anyone specific?
No one in particular, just network and everyone, actually. I'd love to meet everyone and see.
Right. That's cool. Well, that's it. This is Haiti Merritt with Insulin Nation. We're here at Joslin Diabetes Innovation Summit 2012 in Arlington, Virginia. And I'm roving the floor, reporting back from some of the attendees on how the conference is going. Now, what was your name?
Antonio Silanes.
Love it. Very romantic.
Very romantic. I'm the president of Silanes Pharmaceuticals, one of Mexico's larger manufacturers of medicines.
Great. Now, are you enjoying the conference?
Very much so, because it is, let's say, the concept, the overall dealing and treating diabetes is quite a complex thing going into the future. You just cannot just deliver pharmaceuticals. You have to deliver the whole service so that the patient stands a better chance. And we're very concerned, for example, if the people do not take their pills, not only in Mexico, here, and do not follow the treatment. And the approaches they have here are extremely interesting.
So you're learning quite a bit?
I guess so, and I think the Joslin Clinic, they invited us over to attend and spend, and even they treated us for dinner yesterday, and so we're quite blessed. Well,
that's nice. That's really nice. Are you meeting some interesting people?
Sure, including some Mexicans, people from other countries, and people, for example, that guy you're watching the video of.
Yep.
It's a Mexican works at the Joslin. Nice. So it's an interaction of the countries that makes all these things exciting. So the work, the great job, Joslin is recognized as #1 clinic for diabetes around the world. But anyway, its mission is also to project its work elsewhere. So I think they're doing their job.
That you might recommend they change for next year, or something you would like to see that would be helpful?
Well, I cannot think offhand. I think they do a very good job, and I think this concentration, new technologies, that's what we need, new technologies to approach people, experience and going perhaps more in depth into those, so that we people like me that can help implement those things can go ahead of. Of course, here is where you make the initial contacts. Further on, yes, you can go ahead and proceed. Okay.
That's great. Thank you so much, Antonio. I'm Haiti Merritt with Insulin Nation, and we're roaming the floor at the Joslin Diabetes Innovation Summit. And who are you?
My name's Robin Pendry, and I'm from Virginia, near Roanoke. Thank you.
How are you enjoying the conference?
Great.
You like it?
I think it's wonderful.
And you work in the industry.
It's exciting. I work in the industry.
Liberty. Nice. Is there anything that are you meeting the right people?
I've met a lot of people that was excited to meet and look forward to working with. And
making good contacts.
Making very good contacts, but it's been rewarding in that I see where the entire diabetes community, so to speak, professional community is going in terms of trying to meet the needs of patients with diabetes for education, technology, funding, just support, and actually seeing the corporate sponsors like, Target and the other companies that are really taking it seriously. It's pretty exciting.
It is. Is there anything that you'd like to see next year? This being the first one, is there an improvement that they could make? For me personally, I think that the font size on the badges could be bigger. Because every time it's too little for me.
Yeah, well, I always have that problem.
Right.
Yesterday was fantastic. But I'm really more into the type 1,
Yeah.
and my focus is insulin pumps and continuous glucose monitoring systems. And
Do you wear both? Or one?
yes, I do. I wear both.
Nice.
And looking forward to the artificial pancreas,
Yeah.
and hope that will not be too far down the road. So, and more than anything, my love is teaching children,
Well,
with
thank you for
diabetes,
that.
and I just hope and pray that there's a cure for them. I mean, I would love to lose my job. I would love
Right.
to go find something totally,
Right.
go work in the hospital or
Right.
something if they could cure diabetes in children.
That's great. Thank you very much. That was
Thank you.
painless. This is Haiti Merritt with Insulin Nation, and we're here at the Joslin Diabetes Innovation Summit in Arlington, Virginia. We're roving the floor. Now, who are you?
I'm Kathy Carver. I'm VP for Advocacy and Planning at the Joslin Diabetes Center.
Very nice. Are you from Boston?
I am.
Great. How are you enjoying the conference?
I think it's terrific.
Yeah.
It's such a unique opportunity, interesting people here, lots of networking, and the speakers have been extraordinary.
Oh, that's great. I totally agree. What else? Let me think. Oh. Are we still rolling? Okay. Is there anything for next year that you think would be a good addition?
I think maybe smaller groups, so
yeah.
that we would have some breakouts.
Okay.
It's a long time to sit, and I think some people might be more willing to share in a smaller group.
That's good insight. I agree. What about, are you meeting the right people? Are you networking? Are the people who have decided to come, are they being helpful?
They are, and people have questions for us as
Yeah,
well,
I
which
can
is being available, and people have new ideas. And I think we're going to return to Boston and to our respective affiliates with some new ways of looking at things and some new collaborations and partnerships that we didn't have before this meeting.
And that's really the goal of the meeting, so it sounds very successful.
I think it's a great meeting.
Yay!
I've had a wonderful time.
And we've come upon,
Lisa Gorski, Care Continuum Alliance.
yay! Now, how are you enjoying the conference?
Actually, I think it's outstanding. They have a very high level of speakers
Yep.
talking about relevant issues, not just diabetes as a chronic disease, but really how people are addressing it, from the one-on-one through the employer-based and the community site. And it's critical because you want to get ahead of diseases and
Right.
And be able to help diagnose them so that they don't become a catastrophe in a person's life, as well as the impact on employers and health
Right.
plans and the community at large.
Yeah, I agree. Are you meeting people you'd like to speak with? Are you networking, making connections that are important?
Yes.
Good. That's really big, too.
Yes, no, absolutely fabulous. So I've seen old friends here, and people that are just coming into this whole sort of overarching population health management
Right.
industry. New insights. It's actually really exceeded my expectations.
Oh, that's really good to hear.
Yeah. And I have
what-
the attention span of a gnat.
I do too. But, that is all right. That's good. Other than it being really cold in here and you wanting it cranked up a little temperature-wise, is there any
Which
improvement?
is an anomaly.
Right. Is there any improvement
No.
to
I
for
think
next
they've done
year's
a great-
event?
I think they've done a really terrific job.
Do you like the meal selections?
It was good. It was
Yeah.
very healthy. It wasn't.
Did you have one of those lemon bars yesterday?
No.
They were really killer.
Yeah. No, I actually appreciate the fact that it was very light lunch,
Yeah.
but full of protein.
Good. Well,
Minus
thank you.
Potato chips.
Oh, right. Well, that's okay. Thank you so
Some
much
guy
for
will eat 'em.
agreeing to do this.
Oh, my pleasure. It's nice
right.
to talk to you all.
Thanks. And we just ran into.
Jamie Banks.
Hi, Jamie. Where are you from?
I'm from Lincoln, Massachusetts.
Oh, where are we from? We're from Woburn. Woburn.
Very close. I'm from Lincoln, Mass.
Lincoln. What street? No. We know that area. I spent a lot of time, a married length of time in Bolton. So, right next door.
Yeah, so right in between.
Yep, and now Portsmouth.
Uh-huh.
But we're based in Woburn.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, are you enjoying yourself here?
I've loved the meeting.
Great. Are you meeting people? Are you finding networking is productive?
Yes. I find that people are open. They're friendly. It's not at all, cliquish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that in a way, I mean, that is like one of the themes, is that we're all trying to group together and come up with a solution and not, be so independent and competitive.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the size of the problem and the need to come together as a community is really driving the openness and need to share ideas and so forth. So.
Now, who do you work for?
I have my own company. It's called Collaborative Health Advisors.
Nice.
And I came here because I had done some online platform development in the area of environmental behaviors.
Nice.
Based on health behaviors and learnings from that, whether it's treatment compliance or technology adoption by physicians, and was really looking to see if I could apply that same idea to health, and actually heard from a couple of presenters they had the same idea, so I'm in the process of talking to them.
Oh, that's really good to hear.
Yeah.
For next year's conference, is there anything that you would change or add?
I think one thing that would be helpful, I know that there was a number of years devoted to the HBO series on Weight of the Nation, and I think that IOM report provided a nice framework, and I would have liked to have seen maybe a presentation by some of the IOM people to set a context.
Ooh.
For it that, kind of gives everybody some systems thinking about the problem.
It would be right. It would be really neat to have like one of the nights of the conference have like a movie night and like show film about or documentaries about what's been happening and people.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Nice.
I agree. So something to introduce it that's, a big idea, whether it's, setting the problem or,
I love movies,
kind of a blue sky,
right.
What does the future look like and where are we going to, I think would be great.
Good. Yeah. Well, you hear that, Joslin? That's a great idea. Okay. Well, thank you for, your feedback.
You're welcome.
We'll pass it along.
Okay, enjoy the meeting.
Thank you. We're wandering the lobby floor outside of the lecture hall, and we just ran into...
I'm Steve Helgerson, the State Medical Officer from Montana.
No!
And I'm Dorothy Godin, I'm a consultant with the state of Montana.
Let me ask you about your visit here. Are you enjoying yourselves at the conference?
Well, I sure am. I appreciate learning about some of the other activities around the country, and I'm especially happy to know that Joslin and others are paying attention to this important topic.
Right.
Absolutely. Good times and interesting times.
Yeah.
Sorting out some of the fancy things and trying to figure out what's there's some down-home solutions in all this. It's a real challenge.
Yeah, it is. Are you meeting new people here who you think you could work with in the future or you'll keep in touch with?
I've met several people I had not had a chance to meet before. I'd heard of some of the work, so I guess a highlight for me is meeting some folks who I knew indirectly, and now I know them.
Putting their face to the name?
Yeah, now I know
That's
them more directly.
And we're thinking about some of the approaches that we heard about. Have to go home, think about them a little bit more, and then get in touch with the people. It's sort of like there's a huge buffet in front of us, and what do we take out of that?
Right.
And
then you
what
have
do we
to go home and
sample?
digest.
Exactly.
Right.
And then figure out what we're going to come back for.
That's great. For next year, any suggestions for Joslin?
Well, I hope Insulin Nation comes back.
Oh, thank you.
Next year, but there are several of the topics, including an emphasis on diabetes prevention, that are worthy of follow-up for probably quite a few more years, at least next year.
Right.
And Joslin may be in a wonderfully unique position to have people talk about the actual use of the electronic health record in diabetes care, and what are the frustrations of people, how have people solved it. I mean, diabetic patients have lots of problems and health records are real quick and whatever, and this would be a wonderful forum to have people share how they've utilized this technology in the clinical care of patients, given ideas to other people to take home about how to work with their electronic health record more efficiently.
Yes, I agree. Thank you for your feedback. It's very helpful.
Sure,
Have a safe trip home.
Thank you.
I'm Phil Micali from D-Life.
D-Life, we love D-Life.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. How are you enjoying the conference?
I'm enjoying it very much because it really is bringing together a lot of stakeholders from all across the disciplines. So that's wonderful. It's also organized extremely well. So I know Julie Brown has done a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it's extremely well organized. So that makes it, I think, very good for the participants to be in the right places at the right time.
That's the next question. Have you been networking and finding people who are going to help you kind of expand?
Yes, I'm here particularly to find folks that from the health plan perspective, and there are several health plan participants here who are interested in engaging their diabetic patients a little bit more actively.
Nice. That's great. Good. That's good news. And what about next year's event? Is there anything that you think would be a good addition or should be, not included?
Well, I think there's, a good mix of, rock star speakers and folks.
Me?
You are, exactly. Exactly. Yes. And so I think, just having a fresh group of speakers along the way is always good, and having some of the folks from the research community that are always going to bring us those empirical studies that are always very valuable.
Great. Thank you. Thanks for giving us some feedback.